Welcome back to Runeverse. I'm Andrew, and today I'm playing Marvel Champions. This is MaGog from the new MojoMania set. We're going to be playing with Storm as a true solo game. And so take a look at MaGog. He's the first encounter in the 3-encounter MojoMania mini campaign. I'm not going to be playing it as the campaign though, just as MaGog. And he's got a lot of text, but I want to walk you through it. Basically, we have to prove that we are the champion. We have to convince the crowd rather than directly defeating MaGog. He only has 10 hit points per player, which is going to be 10 hit points because we're only playing as one player. But when we defeat him, we get to add 3 counters to the challenger's environment, which improves the crowd's opinion of us. Currently, they start out as booing for us. They're also booing for the champion, which is MaGog. But if he hits us or does various other things, the crowd will start cheering for him. Their ratings for him will improve. But we want the ratings for Storm to improve. And one of the ways is going to be to defeat MaGog over and over again. The melee and the MojoMania main scheme cannot cause us to lose the game directly, but every time it hits the threshold of 6 threat, which is pretty low, it is going to add 2 more ratings for the champion. So we do want to stop the main scheme, but we don't necessarily have to. But it'll probably trigger a couple times over the course of the game. Basically, for both sides, the champion and the challengers, if they hit 5, they will flip. If the challengers flips, we get penalized, although we are progressing ourselves toward victory. If the champion flips, we're progressing ourselves toward defeat, but we will get a little bit of bonus of drawing a card. So I'm going to be playing as Storm. She's one of the 2 new heroes that released in the same wave, although not in the same product as the MojoMania, alongside Wolverine. Probably bring Wolverine out next time. But she's going to start the game with a weather deck, which is right here. The insert said to shuffle it, but basically everything lets you choose which weather you want to summon, which makes sense since Storm can control the weather. I'm going to start out with the Blizzard in play. Blizzard says every character gets -1 attack, and if we trigger its special, we can choose a non-elite minion until the end of the round, treat its text box as blank. And I chose to start as Blizzard because this is the one I don't actually want out. And in hero form, she has the ability to change the weather and trigger its special ability. So I started with the one I know I'm not going to necessarily want, at least I'm pretty sure. And that way I can change it to any of the other 3, which I'll show you as we progress. So I've already gotten my opening hand of 6 cards because that's her alter ego hand size. I've mulliganed 3 cards and redrawn. And I'm going to start out by playing Storm's Crown, which is a 2-cost upgrade. I'm going to discard Colossus and Torrential Rain, and this is going to give her +1 thwart, and we can exhaust it as an extra resource. The resource type will match whatever weather we currently have, so in this case it'll be a mental resource, but that probably won't matter too much. Change into hero form. She has 1 thwart, 2 attack, and 1 defense. Now we can swap from Blizzard to anything else, and I think I will switch to the Thunderstorm, which is going to give every character +1 attack. Now the resource we generate would be an energy, and as a special, it deals 2 damage to an enemy. And as you can see on this weather control action, when we change it, we also trigger that special ability. So I'm going to deal 2 damage right away, putting MaGog down to 8. And now we have +1 attack, so I'm going to go ahead and attack as Storm for 3, putting MaGog down to 5. Then I'm going to play Angel. He costs 3, but he costs 1 less if we are a mutant or X-Men, which Storm is. So he's only going to cost 2. I'm going to use 1 from Storm's Crown and 1 from this Throg card. This is an aggression deck I built myself. I like to steal deck lists from the Marvel CDV website because it makes it easy to put a deck together quickly from people who have probably put a lot of thought into it. But alas, the set just came out yesterday, and I guess they haven't updated the site with Storm and Wolverine yet, so I had to build my own deck. We'll see how it goes. So he's going to have 1 thwart and 2 attack with 3 hit points. I'm going to go ahead and attack with him right away. And with +1 attack from Thunderstorm, it's going to be an attack for 3, putting MaGog down to 2. 1 consequential damage to Angel. Then I'm going to play Weather Goddess, which is a 0-cost event. We get to switch our weather and trigger its special again. The question is, which one do I want? I think I'm actually just going to go back to the Blizzard. That will reduce the attack of MaGog and any minions that happen to come out. And I will say that MaGog sets up with his own set, of course, also the standard encounter set, of course, and also one of the new encounter sets. He's meant to be played with one of the Mojoverse show encounter sets. So I chose one of the 6 of those at random, and we got Western. So we're playing in a Western style TV show as we battle MaGog. If you're not familiar with Mojo from X-Men, that's not going to make sense. But we're in a Western TV show fighting against the champion. So let's see how much of that comes out as we go into the villain phase. Mojo in the MojoManio, or Melee in the MojoManio gains 2 threat per player, putting it up to 3 out of the maximum of 6. I should have readied and redrawn. And now MaGog is attacking Storm for his attack value of 2, -1 from Blizzard, and plus a boost. Question is, do I want to block with Angel or let Storm take it? Oh yeah, I could have triggered the special on the Blizzard, but it didn't do anything because there are no minions out. I think I'm going to let Storm take it, so it's going to be 2 plus a boost of 1, and that's one of our Western cards there, the Gunslinger. But so a total of 2 damage. She's going to go down to 8 from her starting health of 10. However, MaGog does say after he attacks and damages a character, he gets ratings. So that is 1 out of 5 on the champion. I feel like I do want to let that get up to 5 so that it will flip and we get to draw a card once throughout the course of the game. Just definitely don't want it to get up to 10. So then we'll take our encounter card and we get Defend the Title. When revealed hero, MaGog attacks you. If a hero defends against this attack and takes no damage, place 2 ratings on the challengers. Defense is only 1, unfortunately, so we will take damage if we defend it. I mean, unless he hits a boost of 0. I think I'm just going to let him hit again. If I get a boost of 0, I'll be embarrassed. Boost of 2 means he's attacking for 3. Go down to 5 already. And he gets another ratings. I'm going to play a little risky, but also show off a little bit, I think. Let's attack with Angel. He's going to take a consequential damage. He attacks for 2, which is MaGog's current hit points, putting him down to 0. But he's going to reset back up to 10 because his text says that when he would be defeated, he resets his hit points to 10 per player, and we get 3 ratings on the challengers. We also get a face down encounter card, so that'll be coming. But we're now at 3 out of 10 to win the game. Dang, I was really thinking about playing this lightning bolt because I think it's hilarious that with Thunderstorm out, it's a one-shot, but it's actually also overkill. Because if I bring out the Thunderstorm, I can deal 2 immediately and then play lightning bolt to deal 8 plus 2 again. Is too much damage. So I'm actually going to save this card for next turn, which I don't normally do, but I think the math works out that I'm going to be saving a card anyway. So the first thing is I'm going to use weather control to swap. I am going to bring out the Thunderstorm. All characters get +1 attack, a special deal 2 damage. We get to do that right away because of weather control's full text, putting him down to 8. Then I'm going to play Clobber. So even though I have taken 2 actions, this is the first card I'm actually playing. It's going to deal 3 damage. So I'm going to discard these 2 to deal 3 and then return it to my hand. So he's down to 5. Get that back. Then I will spend it along with the resource from Storm's Crown to play Forge. And he's just going to be an ally. I get to search for an X-Men support, and I guess I'll grab the X-Jet, although I won't be playing it. I'm actually wasting 2 cards at the end of my turn. But now because of the Thunderstorm, Forge has 2 attacks. I'm going to attack for 2, putting the champion MaGog down to 3. Forge takes 1 consequential damage, and Storm attacks for 3, 2 plus 1, putting MaGog down to 0, which means I get another encounter card. Really stacking those up. This goes up to 6, which means it does have 5 per player, and it's going to flip to the cheering crowd side. The crowd now likes Storm and her team of Angel and Forge. But after we do that, oh, it's not just an encounter card. We get the Contender. Well, maybe I should have thought ahead a little bit because I had read that and then I forgot. We're getting the Surprise Contender. And he is a big elite enemy. That's 1 scheme, 2 attack, and he is villainous. And after he attacks and damages a character, place a ratings counter on the champion. When defeated, though, we get 2 ratings on the champion. 7 per player health. Is actually only 7. That guy comes out right away. But as you can see, when we get this up to 10, we win. It is still at 6. So 4 more to go. So we need to beat MaGog once for 3 more, and we need to find 1 more. So that could come from beating the Contender. And I've got 2 cards I can't really play, but I'm going to flip to Alter Ego form to be a little bit cheeky and hide. Draw up to 6 cards and ready all of these, and now we get a whole bunch of encounter cards. Probably get an extra card from the champion. Let's just do 1 step at a time. So we add 2 per player to Melee and the MojoManio. MaGog will scheme against us because we're in Alter Ego form, so it's going to be 1 plus a boost of 3 from the Card Shark. is 4, but obviously that's going to pop this because it was at 6. So all threat is removed, but 2 more ratings go on the champion. It's up to 4. And then the surprise contender will also scheme for 1, plus he's villainous, so we'll get a boost for that. And this card actually has a special star here. This is boost. Reveal this card, so it's going to come out attached to MaGog. After MaGog's hit points are reset, place 1 ratings on the challenger and discard this. But he's going to get +1 scheme and +1 attack, and that's actually really good for us because all we have to do is beat him, and we will get 1 extra ratings because Surge of Aggression was attached to him. And because he's already activated this turn, I don't even care about his buffs. So that's just 1 threat being placed from the surprise contender. Now we're going to get an encounter card for a total of 3. So let's see one at a time. Got a game of cards. Finally, we get to see a Western card come out. When revealed, draw 5. Choose and discard 5 from your hand. For each different printed resource type discarded, discard an upgrade or support you control. Wow, well, I only have 1 upgrade, so I'm going to have to discard that. There's no way around it. I'm going to have to discard at least 1 resource type, but I get to draw 5 and filter my hand. All right, I think I made my choice. I'm discarding 3 different resource types. I have to discard 3 upgrades or supports, but I only have 1. So game of cards is done. Next one is Assault. Alter Ego. This card gains Surge. And it's a gunslinger. So he's got 1 scheme, 2 attack, 3 hit points, quick strike, but we're an alter ego, so we don't get hit. But we could interrupt the quick strike by paying 2 energy and taking him out first. But we don't have to worry about, there's no quick draw happening. It's just going to be a minion joining us. And then we get Break a Leg, a MaGog, a Treachery. You are stunned. Take 2 damage. 4 instead if there are more ratings on the challengers than the champion. That's not true. You may place any number of ratings counters on the champion to reduce this damage by 1 for each counter placed. All right, so Storm is stunned, taking 2 damage, not 4 because I have more ratings. But you know what? I'm going to reduce the damage completely, put it up to 6, because that way it hits 5 or more, it flips, and when it flips, I get to draw a card. Now, if it gets to 10, of course, I lose, but now I get an extra card. And the Break a Leg actually helped me, and we're still on Thunderstorm. So I'll go ahead and switch to hero form. We still have +1 attack. We avoided it during the villain phase because we're an alter ego, so nobody was attacking us. I'm going to attack with Angel for 3 against the surprise contender. Angel will be defeated due to consequential damage. So it's 3 here. Forge will attack for 2, also defeated due to consequential damage, putting 5 damage total on the contender. Then I'm going to use Weather Control to get Clear Skies. Clear Skies says every character is stalwart, which means I can't be stunned or confused. I'm not totally sure. I think that just means it's discarded right away. And I get to draw a card. Then play the Blast of Wind, paying 3 resources for that. Choose a player. I'll choose Storm. Deal 3 damage to the villain and each minion engaged with that player, and then resolve the special ability. So 3 damage will defeat the gunslinger. 3 damage will finish off the surprise contender, which means we get 2 more ratings. 3 damage to MaGog puts him down to 7. I should have reset him back up to 10, which I didn't, but now he's at 7. And draw a card, because that's the special on Clear Skies. Then I'm going to pay 3 for Storm's Cape. So this gives her plus defense and aerial. So you might have seen, if you have all the card art memorized, you probably saw me discard and spend some cards that trigger off having aerial. So this is how Storm would get aerial, was with this cape. After I resolve a special ability on a weather support, I can exhaust the cape to ready her. Totally didn't need to play this at all, and I don't even think I'm going to be able to use it. I'll go ahead and attack with her for 2, putting the champion MaGog down to 5. I do have another Weather Goddess, so I could switch the Weather, trigger its special, and ready Storm, but instead I'm going to spend it along with this Genius. Yes, I've used Genius, Energy, and Strength this turn in order to play the Lightning Bolt that I saved. Deals 8 damage. If Thunderstorm is in play, resolve its special ability, but we don't need its special. We're just going to deal 8 damage to MaGog, putting him down to -3. Which means he resets his health up to 10, but we get 3 for defeating him, plus 1 for taking out this Surge of Aggression. 4 more ratings for a total of 12, which means the crowd cheers and Storm is the victor. So this seemed easy, definitely went smoothly. I did let her go down to 5 health, and I put this in the wrong spot. Put all of that in the wrong. It should be over here. The challengers win. Whew, that was a close call. Oh, and I used this token instead of this. What's wrong with me? I definitely took advantage of the Thunderstorm, giving all characters +1 attack and just leaving the Thunderstorm out while I went into Alter Ego form. If you're playing a 2, 3, 4 player game, everybody needs to hide in Alter Ego, otherwise the villains are coming in with +1 attack. But on the other hand, you can just block with allies and +1 attack might not matter, whereas +1 attack on all your allies is a huge deal. And the one weather that I didn't even bring out at all is the Hurricane, which is also very strong. Everybody gets Retaliate, which again can be a downside because if you're attacking the villain or enemies, they're going to be retaliating back against you and your allies who are attacking. So you have to be careful when you bring out the Hurricane, but you just get to remove 2 threat from a scheme. And as you can see, you can trigger that multiple times. You can change the weather when it becomes disadvantageous and so on. The Blizzard seems, I mean, -1 attack to all the enemies is good. And again, if you're playing a 4-player game, -1 attack on the villain for 4 activations is super relevant. Blanking a text box, though, the special seems like definitely the weakest. And you don't want the Blizzard out if you're wanting to attack because it's going to inhibit your own attacks as well. So I think she becomes more complicated in a multiplayer game is what I'm trying to get at. But in solo, it's very straightforward. Bring out the weather you want and need. And plus, just being able to do like huge chunks of damage with the lightning bolt. MaGog only has 10 hit points. And just, I mean, we definitely had to take a few extra encounter cards, but it didn't really matter. I thought I was going to just ignore it. But getting to filter my hand for 5 cards and then, yeah, I didn't get hit hard by that. That might have been what it was as well, is the game of cards didn't hurt because I only lost 1 upgrade and it let me filter my hand very significantly. And I got all three of the big resources to do a lot of stuff on that last turn. But anyway, let me know what you think. I do think he was interesting and I could see being more of a challenge with more players, but he did seem kind of squishy, so I'm not sure. But thanks for watching. Subscribe so we can get more subscribers, and bye.